Do y'all take Comanche back with another episode of 36 Ounces? It's like 7 in the morning. I just dropped my son off at school. I know it's 8. But look, the title of this episode is It Was All Good Just a Week Ago. You remember when you first got in the game with your people, y'all doing whatever it is that y'all doing, and everything good. You going up. You making money. You making connections. And everything on the up and up. But what happened when it went down? If you came to that point in your life and you could remember that, think about that and the people that were around you. How they reacted. How you reacted, when the time came. And what did you learn from it? It was all good just a week ago. When you was balling, everybody making money. You getting the broads. You hitting the city. You got the cars, the money, the clothes, and the pros. Real streetwalkers, right? What happened when everybody was put into a position where they had to tell something? Or, law enforcement wanted them to make a statement about you, about the crew, and what was going on. Who stayed solid? Who folded? To avoid all this is what you need to do, right? You need to observe the people around you before you get into any illegal activity. Any type of illegal activity, observe everybody around you. Your brother may not be fit for the game, even though y'all kin. He may have a problem with lust. He may have a problem with women. You, on the other hand, you're more sexually disciplined. So you're not going to have that problem. You get the money, you get to the bag, you growing, you building, because the purpose of the game, like I said in all my other videos, is to get out. That's your ticket out. If you could make it to where you can get out, you good. But everybody not meant to roll with you, down that path. You got to have soldiers around you. Luckily, I had a bunch of soldiers and generals around me. I can say this. Everyone that was around me is still around me to this day, except the ones who end up getting murdered, or they not here with us no more because they passed on from some type of sickness. But me and all my boys, we still tight. And they doing real good for themselves, man. But back to the story. What happened when everything went bad? See, that's the side of the story that don't really get told. Like, damn, what happened when you sitting in jail and you can't bond out? You can't get nobody on the phone. What happened when the police sent somebody at your boy because he was weak? They sent a broad at him because they knew he lusts for women. So they sent the female at him to set him up, get up under him to get to you. And I've seen that numerous times. I've seen that a lot, to where the law would send a woman to get the guy that they wanted. And I used to tell my people about this all the time, man. I used to see them with certain females, pull them to the side, like, look here. I don't think you should be doing that. And they be like, oh man, it's cool. I'm just for the get off and go. And to this day, dog, I know a lot of dudes who are still with those women and following the woman. Instead of the woman following them on their mission, they following behind the woman, man. Lust. Never get nowhere in life. Gave up on their mission because they were chasing fantasy. You can't have people around you like that. If something happened with you, you got to have somebody behind you, a strong team or a strong woman who willing to carry the load and say, you know what, this baby mission, this my dog mission, I'm going to make sure it proceed. Make sure it keep going, Make sure it stay alive. Make sure we stay alive. It's about camaraderie in this game, man. Y'all can get some money, But this game, really, any game you get in is about teaching you some type of responsibility. Teaching you how to really think. In a dope game, you got to be a mastermind. It's chess in this, man. You can get played by your dog. So you got to know their weaknesses at all times. If you the head, you have to know your people's weak points. Luckily, I did. And I knew mine. And I knew nobody around me knew mine. You know, the weakness that I had when I was in the drug game. It wasn't dealing with sex, and it wasn't dealing with women. It was that love that I had for my people, for my family. I wanted to always see them do good. Want to always see them do good. And you can't have that in that game. It's cool, but you have to protect it. So you can't let nobody know that or understand that about you. They'll use that to get up under you. Luckily, I ain't let nobody play with me like that. I didn't let nobody see it because no one just put me in the game. I picked it up and ran with it on my own. The people that I asked to put me in the game, they wouldn't do it, you know. And it wasn't the fact that they wouldn't do it because they didn't need to. It was the fact that either they didn't have time or they just didn't want to, or they saw what I could do because of how ambitious I was. I was very ambitious as a teenager. 14, 15 years old, I was a very ambitious child. I wanted knowledge. I wanted to learn. I wanted more. You know, I'm looking at my parents like, you know, I want to get them out of here. I don't know if my daddy want to leave this ghetto, but I don't think we need to be here. It's something better out here for us. I don't think we need to be in this spot. We can do better. But back to the script. It was all good just a week ago. You know, when you at the casino, you taking pictures. You remember them ragged ass pictures you used to take in the club? You pay the cameraman $10, $20 a photo when you got all your people in it, all the bras in it. And everybody just in the big picture, like with the money and the women, and you having a good time. But what about when it all fell down? That's what I'm talking about. When it all falls down, who gonna be there? Who gonna ride? Who gonna say, you know what? You know, I came in this with you. I ain't gonna let you fall if I ain't got to, you know. If I can do something to help you get up, I got you. I love you. You know, I love you. You don't see too much of that. To be honest, in that game, all I really seen was people just everybody trying to get them, everybody trying to get them, everybody trying to get them. But luckily, like I said, I was blessed to have a crew to where they understood I was the leader, I was the head, and if I don't go up, they don't go up. So they push me. Even with my music, they would tell me like, look, you gotta go do that. Anything out here, you don't need to do it. You don't need to be doing it no more. You need to go do that. We gonna push you with your music. If we gotta stay away from you while you do that, while you do some legal stuff, it is what it is. But we not gonna mess up what you trying to do, because if you make it in that, we all make it. That's the thing I could say. When I left the game, I left broke. But man, I left with my people. I left with love, and there was numerous times where things almost happened. Where two of my brothers almost got murdered because of something that was placed on my head. You know, I come home, my god brother showing me the bullet holes in his jacket. Like, dude, I don't know what's going on, but we got to find out. And when we found out, he wasn't even tripping. Like, you know, what we gonna do? How you gonna handle this? How we gonna handle this? And they got took care of. No matter how I got took care of, I'm not on here for to say I went out there and sniped the motherfucker or did no crazy shit at the end of the day. But the situation got took care of in a respectful manner how it was supposed to got taken care of, no matter how the fuck it happened. So, you know, it was all good just a week ago. You gotta realize that some of your homeboys pillow talk to women. You can't tell them everything. You just got 10 birds and you tell your boy he laid up with a rat, and he tell her what y'all just got, where y'all dropping it off at, and what's going on. She set you up to get robbed because you a ticket. You just got 10 birds in. And he out here talking. You trying to stay focused on the task at hand. But he done got everybody caught up. Getting everybody indicted. Or robbed. That's relevant in the game too. You getting robbed for everything that you got. Because your people don't know how to keep their mouth closed. You got to have discernment in this game, man. For real. You got to be able to feel. Do not deny them feelings when you get them. I don't care who it is. It could be your mama. You start getting them feelings on the inside of you because we are spiritual beings. Listen to them. Learn how to tap into yourself and listen to that inner guidance. It's trying to tell you something that you need to know. I used to run from mine and be afraid of those feelings that I used to get because every time I get a feeling, something will always happen. And then I started to back up from sex. I became celibate. I stopped smoking weed. I started exercising. I got more in tune with my body and myself. And things started coming to me. I started having dreams. I would even have dreams about how my next day would go. That used to really scare me, like, whoa. But I realized what we living in. That's a video for another story. That's another story. That's another chapter. But back to the script. It was all good just a week ago. Everybody was cool. Before you got busted, before your clique got busted. He started telling. She started fucking Jody. You know. And Jody and you and Jody was cool. And Jody had been waiting on that. He had been wanting that broad. But you couldn't see it. You couldn't see the fact that snakes smile too. You just blind. You got to be able to recognize it. You got to be a general in anything that you do in life. Anything that you do in life, you have to have the mentality of a general. Strong. You have to be headstrong at all times because you're leading people into the unknown. They trust in you to lead you into the unknown. It's the job of a general to lead, to provide, and to protect everything and everyone around him. So, with that being said, I could tell many stories about how it was all good just a week ago, but you get the point. You get the picture, right? You should, at this point, you know, stay sucker free. Watch, if you're still in the game, watch the people around you. Come back to this video if you have to. If you made it this far, I love you. I fuck with you. Come back to this video and listen to some of these things that I'm saying. Get that discernment down, dog. Learn who you are. Step back sometimes from that game because I know it's fast paced. You always got to move. You're always on the go. But you have to slow down and you have to realize that you got to be here first. You got to lock in. You got to lock in the right way, then boom, come back out there. I'm not telling you to slow down, period, but slow down enough to realize what's around you and who is around you so they won't get up under you like that and get you murdered or get you indicted. Please don't slip. I don't want to see you slipping. I don't like hearing stories about real ones getting murdered or getting jacked because somebody in his crew was irresponsible. You know, I hate hearing shit like that, man. Like, dog, what? This man trying to build for the team, loyal to the core, loyal and solid. And then he ended up in a situation because of somebody he thought he could trust because it was all good just a week ago. So keep your head on the swivel. I'll be back tomorrow, whenever, with another video. It is 8:22 in the morning where I'm at. And look, I love you. Stay up. Stay prayed up. Oh, and when you pray, do not pray and beg. Pray and command. This got to happen for me. This going to happen to me. And there's some things that I say going through my day. I am open and receptive to all the abundance in the universe. Get you a spiritual counselor, some spiritual guidance on your way that can help you. that can keep you protected out here. You know, you got to protect yourself out here because you might be the one and everybody might see it but you. So recognize the G in you. The G is for greatness. The G is for God. The G is for guidance. 36 ounces.